What's going on, Outerhaven Familia? This is Clinton Bowman here. Welcome to the Xperience E3 special, ladies and gentlemen. We are talking a little bit about Microsoft's Xbox E3. Hashtag that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm joined by Karl Mace Smart. Karl, what's up, buddy?
Been up since 30. It's currently quarter to 11 in the morning. I've been up for a while. I'm on my second can of Red Bull.
And I'm also joined by Joshua Jeremiah JJ. Oh, so sexy, Piedra.
That's
Josh,
right.
what's up, man?
The anime guy here on the Microsoft podcast, because the actual hosts are at E3 while us grunts are stuck back here in our homes, covering it and working our fingers to the bone. I hate you, Keith.
Special shout out to the Outerhaven crew currently at E3, enjoying all the good things that we're not allowed to play with. Hate you all.
Yeah, I got a chance to play NBA Live and got a chance to play Crimson Skies. Go fuck yourselves. Well, all love though. So speaking of Crimson Skies, Xbox at E3 got so many different announcements. One of the first major announcements was obviously the new name for Project Scorpio, the Xbox One X. This is the premium 4K console that everybody's been buzzing about for the past year and a half.
Buzzing, bitching. Depends on your point of view.
Exactly. We got the price point and we got the release date. November 7th is the release date. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to know, that is about 9 days before my birthday. I'm just letting you know. If you want to get it for me, that's the time.
Also bring cake, German chocolate.
Oh, either German chocolate or red velvet. Like good cakes. Xbox One X is going to come in at $500, $499, ladies and gentlemen. That's a decent price for the specs that are involved in the Xbox One X.
And also for those international people like myself, it is 649 Australian dollars or dollary dues. And we also have the UK pricing coming in at £490 and 90 pence.
For how much? £499, 99 pence?
Yeah, I believe that's what they call them. Pence, cents. I don't know.
Something. So it's coming in at
something to do with paper money and coins. That's all.
Indeed. So it's coming in at
tea bags.
Right. $449. Excuse me. £449 pounds 99. So the idea of what the Xbox One X was essentially was power, compatibility, and craftsmanship. So we have the idea of what it's about. 326 megabit per second memory bandwidth, 12 gigabytes of GDDR5 RAM with 9 gigabytes for game development purposes, That's, they just recently unlocked another gigabyte of DDR5 RAM. What they're stating is that the Xbox One X will make your existing Xbox One and Xbox One S library even better, with better textures, smoother frame rates, and faster load times, even on a 1080p TV. So essentially, this just streamlines everything. It offers the ultimate 4K entertainment package with an Ultra HD Blu-ray and streaming content, HDR support for gaming and video, as well as surround sound with Dolby Atmos support. Like we stated, games like Gears of War 4, Forza Horizon 3, Halo Wars, and Killer Instinct, among others, will be getting a 4K update. We also still would be able to get the backwards compatibility library of nearly 400 popular Xbox 360 games, as well as the upcoming library that includes Crimson Skies and Halo 1 from the original Xbox from 2002.
And then throw on top of that the fact that all your Xbox One titles will also be running on the system. So basically, this is the all-in-one Xbox console.
This is what could actually be considered the definitive Xbox One console. Now, granted, it is also about 30% smaller than the Xbox One S. Yes, it is smaller than the Xbox One S at this point. So, obviously, I know my reaction to it. I said I'm going to actually pick up a 4K TV and an Xbox One S, especially if I can trade in my original Xbox, even if it is for like, $150. That'll ease some of the price off of that.
I'm just thinking that the sizing of the Xbox One S, then dropping that by 30, does that make it the size of a literal toaster now?
Or an old school VCR.
Wow.
Maybe a DVD, maybe an old school DVD player. Who knows?
Who knows? Maybe it'll actually play VCRs this time.
Yo, VHS.
It does everything else.
Yo, what about Betamax?
It'll do that too.
So Josh and Karl, you guys don't own an Xbox One. You never saw a reason to own an Xbox One.
Nope, I had PlayStation consoles and a PC. I never saw the need for an Xbox console.
Right. So, just based on this and the games which we're going to get to, I want to know your thoughts on, your thoughts. Let's relay the thoughts that you expressed to me before we started recording about getting this Xbox One X.
Well, for me, I actually am an Xbox fan. I have the original Xbox, as you said, from 2002. I do have an Xbox 360, and believe it or not, still to this day, the Xbox 360 is my biggest game library next to the PlayStation 2. So it's not like I hate Microsoft or the Xbox. It's just that at the time when Xbox One came out, all the games I wanted to play were on both Xbox One and PlayStation 4. So at that point, it boiled down to the exclusives. And the exclusives at the time were games like Titanfall, which was multiplayer only, had no single player campaign, and was Sunset Overdrive, which I really didn't find all that interesting. I know people say it's a good game, but yeah. And the only other game I had interest in was Killer Instinct. And since my roommate Nick at the time had the Xbox One, I got to play Killer Instinct, the one and only true game I wanted to play. And yes, actually, I loved it. But it wasn't, the reason to go out and buy a console for me. And then when they started coming up with stuff like Halo and Gears of War, stuff that I felt ended on the third game because it was supposed to be a trilogy, I just wasn't really interested in continuing on those franchises. So there wasn't anything in particular for me. Now with the Xbox One X coming out and the announcement that they are going backwards compatible all the way back to the original Xbox, and as we said, Crimson Skies and Halo 1 were the two games confirmed so far. Crimson Skies was actually confirmed in the conference, and Halo 1 was confirmed by our people over at E3 who were playing it on the floor. So that was actually pretty cool.
Bastards.
I think my friend Dusty on Twitter even said that Ninja Gaiden Black would also be compatible. Don't quote me on that, but it might actually be compatible right off the bat. So the fact that I can go back and play my library on Xbox One X and start getting into the games that did come out, like the Tomb Raider game that came out, which was supposed to be coming out for PlayStation 4 as well, but still hasn't and probably never will. I could probably get into that. I could start building my library from the games that they did come out, get my own copy of Killer Instinct, even though I could probably get it in my PC now. But, there's also some games that came out at E3 that had me excited. One of them is Code Vein. And it's like, all right, it's an action RPG. I love action RPGs. It's beautiful looking. It has vampires, and it's done in anime style. I'm kind of the anime guy around here. Why would I not love this game? And then they announced the new Ori game, which even though we just got pretty much a trailer that looked pretty good to me as well. So that got me hyped up. And Forza Motorsport 7, the game they opened with, I haven't played, a racing game. When I say racing, I don't mean things like Mario Kart or Extreme G or anything like that. I'm actually talking about a real racing game since PGR 3, one of the launch titles of the 360. So it's been a while. And I really didn't find anything exciting except for maybe Drive Club that was supposed to come out. And I just said, screw that after a while. But this actually, got me interested. The Porsche they unveiled, the fact there's Lamborghini in there, all these other great looking cars and trucks. Like, hello, racing trucks. I was like, this seems like a pretty good racing game to me. It's got me excited. I might get back into it. But yeah, there's some other stuff that's getting ported over that I've heard stuff about, like Black Desert. I had a friend who played that and said it was pretty decent. I should probably check that out. Of course, you got the Minecraft coming over, and they're unifying all that. So there's a lot of stuff that they're coming out with. A lot of exclusives. I think they announced 21 exclusives in this
22
conference.
exclusive.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff to get you interested, and a lot of it looks great. So I think now is the time for me, who hasn't been an Xbox owner, to finally jump in and get the Xbox One X, which also means I need to get a 4K TV. So fuck me, right?
Yo, yeah, and Karl, I mean, you not having an Xbox because there was no point for you to get it. You were kind of also sitting there saying, "Yeah, I think I might have to get it now."
Well, yeah, and part of it comes from the fact that I've been sort of leaning towards getting an Xbox One recently anyway. Just as another backup way, you know, as we do, we get review copies of games every now and then. One of the big things about that is, you know, having the consoles available to play them on. So I was thinking about just getting it just for the simple fact of, hey, I've got an Xbox One now, so if you want to send me a review, do so. Having the Xbox One X just seems to be the better idea, especially because I'm like Josh. I love my sort of nostalgia older games as well. So, you know, I was recently thinking about picking up an old Xbox and going and grabbing games. I was thinking about, little brother has an Xbox 360 that I'd steal if I really wanted to. So that's a lot of stuff going through. And put on top of that all the Xbox One stuff that I want to get anyway. This just makes it a grand idea for me to pick up this console at launch.
So,
and you know, as Josh was saying, you know, to reiterate what Josh was saying, the idea behind it, you know, Forza, you know, I'm not a racing game guy. I really can't stand the damn things. But, you know, the second I'm watching them do Forza, going, okay, we have your standard, you know, F1 and NASCAR style V8s and whatnots, and that's like, ooh, Japanese rush rockets, ooh, American muscle, trucks. Okay, I'm sold. And yeah, just the simple fact that, you know, I'm not going to be like Josh and go out and get a 4K TV, because 4K TVs are around about $5-6 grand.
Wait, damn.
Yeah, we still getting ripped off. But the fact that it does, you know, true like a higher end 1080p will be enough for me to play it on my little my 60-inch HD TV that we have out here in the office.
Right.
And yeah, so like I'm hyped, and there's a lot of games here that I'm looking at going, ooh, that looks so pretty. Oh, that looks like an interesting game title. And oh my god, it's him in that game. And it's just like, yeah, they actually really sold me on buying an Xbox One X, to the point where I'm now looking at my budget going, how can I somehow afford to go to PAX, which is the week before the goddamn thing launches? Like I've got PAX at the end of PAX Australia at the end of October.
Right.
And then the Xbox One X comes out 1 week later.
Right.
Down here. So I'm now looking at, like, how can I afford my hotel room and the Xbox One X and have food and be able to live in November? It's going to be a great balancing act, but RIP my wallet.
So let's get right into the game. Let's start with the one game that we saw the best reaction from a fantastic fighting game and all-around game streamer, Maximilian, Dragon Ball FighterZ, which was literally one of the hot button topics for the last 4 or 5 days.
Glorious.
It is, in the words of the theme of Bobby Roode, it is glorious.
Like that. Dragon Ball FighterZ, which is like a really, really odd name. Why couldn't you just go with Dragon Ball Fighters?
No, it is Fighters. It's not Fighter Z. It's actually Dragon Ball FighterZ with the Z at the end. I know.
Get it, because Dragon Ball Z Fighters marketing.
However,
even though everybody's watching Super. But,
anyways, so Dragon Ball FighterZ is a 3-on-3 fighting game, 3-on-3 fighting game done by Bandai Namco and Arc Systems Works, the creators of Guilty Gear, BlazBlue, and Persona Arena games. Now,
it's Marvel, baby.
in the words of Maxim, yes, it's Marvel. It's Marvel, baby.
Where's your Satan mustache at?
I love that reaction video. It's like, all that's missing is a tag. I don't see a tag. Says, oh, there it is. It's Marvel. It's Marvel.
It's fucking Marvel.
And this is going to be a 2.5D fighter. So for people who don't understand what 2.5D fighter is, it's basically
go back to Street Fighter 4.
3D character models playing on a 2D plane.
Again, Street Fighter 4.
Yeah.
Mega Man X8.
Yeah, to keep going back, and Capcom pretty much designed this era. Well, actually, no, you could go back to sort of Soul Edge as the progenitor to all this.
Yeah.
But just graphics-wise, with this game, oh my god! Like, people used to sit there and go, Dragon Ball Budokai was the best-looking Dragon Ball fighting game on the planet.
Yeah.
No, this thing just blew it right out of the water.
And from what I can glean, it does definitely have a lot of the Arc System Works typical. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's bursts. I wouldn't be surprised if we're gonna get Roman cancels and Roman cancel dust combos and the such. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the Guilty Gear BlazBlue mechanics come through with this. But this game is actually pretty interested.
Of course, because they'll be using their base fighting engine.
Now, Josh, someone that doesn't really play the anime fighting games outside of like Persona 5 or Persona 4 Arena, interest level, where is it at?
Pretty interested in it. I'm not really the biggest Dragon Ball fan out there. I will admit it. I know. Hand over my anime card now. I say fuck you to that. I'm keeping it. But I do love these kind of fighting games. I mean, Persona 4 Arena was probably one of my favorite fighting games of the current gen. But then again, I grew up on stuff like Street Fighter 2 and Mortal Kombat and Virtua Fighter and Killer Instinct and Clay Fighter 66 and the Third. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
Baby.
I grew up on all that stuff, so I'm used to no combos, and all of a sudden we got the fast play style of Persona 4 Arena, and I'm kind of loving that. And then, of course, I played Marvel vs. Capcom, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 as well. So, it looks really interesting. I mean, it is an anime fighter. It's got to be better than Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax. I mean, it just has to be. That game was really mediocre. But yeah, I'm actually pretty interested in trying it out. I'm all for it. Let's go. Or as EA said, let's play. Now let me walk off into sunset.
So
so screw your walking off into the sunset. I want to play as Golden Freezer and blow up part of the Earth with a friggin' beam. Like, I'm rewatching the trailer as we're talking about this. The character models look like they've been ripped straight out of the anime, but they're 3D models,
and they're not at 24 frames per second.
Yeah. And they don't look like crap. They're only to be fixed up on Blu-ray. But they go 3D for these big flashy attacks, but the main gameplay looks like it's in 2D. It's amazing, and we can pretty much they confirmed straight out the gate for this pulling up information as float. Confirmed fighters at this point are Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Cell, Frieza, and Majin Buu. But they also have, Super Saiyan transformations. Gohan goes to Super Saiyan 2.
Goku
Frieza,
to 3.
Goku goes to Super Saiyan 3. Frieza goes to Golden Frieza, so you can almost guarantee that God's going to be in this game as well.
Oh, can't wait to play as fucking Whis. Let's do this shit.
Yeah, so I reckon this will probably involve a lot of stuff from the movies and maybe even Dragon Ball Super.
Right.
So I would love if they bring the current Android 17 and 18 into it. And we get an older Gohan as well, and just some of the because we're currently, as of recording, in the Universe Survival arc, and to have some of those characters in there would be awesome as well. either as like DLC or something.
Right.
Like, could you imagine playing as that female Broly that appeared in episode 93?
Oh, you're talking about Kale? Yeah.
Yeah. Could you imagine playing as her and then actually just it goes from this meek little Saiyan to this muscle-bound
Super
knockoff
Saiyan,
of
Super Saiyan Berserker mode. Yep.
yeah, to get all those type of characters in there would be great.
And that might actually end up being DLC to a degree because
that's what I figured.
Yeah. So let's move on. There's a lot to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go start with what they opened with. Let's talk about Forza Motorsport. I think we talked about a little bit about it beforehand. Let's talk a little more about Forza Motorsport 7. Trucks, motherfucker. Trucks. That's the first thing I want to say. I'm going to get that out there. And then the dynamic weather in there.
Yeah, oh my god, when I saw that sunset in the video, wow, my eyes just like melted.
Yeah, and if you go to the Outerhaven.net, we do have the gameplay trailers and the 4K trailer up there. But like to see this thing where they've got like amazing deserts and you can see puddles on the ground when it's been raining, and the thing is it can change the weather system while the game's in play. So you can start out with it being bright and sunny, and all of a sudden it gets cloudy, and then rain having to change the track conditions mid-race.
Yeah,
it's like, and then coming at it in 4K, as beautiful as that looks. The reflections on the water, the damage that you see on these beautiful cars I've never wrecked in real life. Oh my god, they are just going overboard with this thing.
The fact that when it rained, you could actually see the individual beads of water on the car roll off, like as they turn and stuff. Like it's actual physics. It's like, damn.
Keep in mind, they've done this with Forza Horizon 3. This is just an expansion on what they did in 3. Forza Horizon 3, and it looks better.
It never looked this goddamn good.
No, that's what I'm saying. It looks way better. So, I'm looking at it from the aspect where this game is pretty damn fantastic, and just the sheer racing fan in me, and I know the racing fan in Keith is like, oh my god when he was watching it.
Hold on, I'm getting word. Yes, yeah. Okay, Keith has been arrested for trying to steal one of these things from the show floor. He wants to take it home with him now. He doesn't want to wait.
And then they had the audacity, the good audacity, ladies and gentlemen, to debut the new Porsche 911
GT2 SR.
GT2 RS. That car was amazing.
And then it will be exclusive in Forza Motorsport 7.
Especially with a 6-year license with Porsche.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But the thing, not just the new car that they've got. Think about all the classic, beautiful Porsche machines that are going to be in this game.
Oh yeah.
Cars that we will never own in our lifetimes, unless we get in debt to the mob.
Indeed. So there's that. Then we also learned.
There's also Lambos as well.
Oh, man.
Ferraris.
All of that good shit. So moving on to other games, let's talk about Minecraft. So Minecraft will be getting a 4K update this fall, which will basically be for the Xbox One X, and I believe PC and Windows 10 versions as well, and it will be beautiful. But one of the major announcements, ladies and gentlemen, so far surpassing Minecraft on a Nintendo Switch, obviously, is that Nintendo Switch, Android, iOS, Windows Phone, Windows 10, PC, Xbox 360, PS3, and Xbox One and PS4 Minecraft players will be able this summer to play all together.
Yep, Microsoft actually announced, I think it was last year, that they were extending the olive branch to any company that wanted to jump in and do a unified gaming, which means you could basically play against other players no matter what platform you wanted to basically play the game on. and Minecraft officially has become the first title to actually do that.
Considering that this is a Microsoft-owned company now, Mojang itself, but still, this is huge. I would love to see how this works.
I'm just shocked, and it's the fact that they started all this with the graphics update pack, which is very weird because
the
what was it?
The super duper graphics pack.
Super duper graphics pack, which when you think about it, it's Minecraft. Seriously, it's simplistic as hell. So all they're really doing is just upping the polygon count on the textures.
Yep.
But then to go and announce that, mobile, iOS, PC, Xbox are getting an addition to this. It's amazing. Unfortunately, Xbox's official trailer for it does not support, doesn't show that image where it said, "Hey, we're all working together."
Right.
Actually, no, it does. Sorry, my mistake, because I'm rewatching the trailer now. But that's just amazing to see that everybody's gone, "Hey, wow!" Not everybody. I believe Sony's missing from the equation.
Oh, so we're not gonna get Sony?
Well, I don't know. I mean, they did state, play from any platform. So they may not have just mentioned it by name because, Rivals and their conference is tomorrow night. So it may or may not be there.
They do this pullback shot with unifying Minecraft, where you see that they have a laptop to represent the PC. They have the Xbox, the center.
All right, let's specify.
They own it. And then there's the Switch. Then there's iOS, Android. And
let's specify.
Other tablet devices. And then this black cube in the left-hand corner.
Well, Karl, let's specify. Let's specify. Forget all of that. Let's specify. I did get more information on this. The PlayStation 4 and Xbox 360 versions of Minecraft are not included in the initial Better Together update. But it will begin with the Xbox One and Nintendo Switch and make its way around from there.
Okay, so it'll be everyone eventually.
Yes.
Fair enough.
There you go.
I am happy with this news. It takes something like Minecraft to unite everyone, but we couldn't do it with Rocket League.
Fuck it, right?
Not really, because I like Rocket League.
I mean, I like Rocket League too. Don't get it twisted. You saying out here, what you talking? Nothing but the word.
Hey, it's even sponsoring WWE Great Balls of Fire.
Great Balls of Fire. Anyways, I'm still mad. Let's move on. Terry Crews, ladies and gentlemen. Terry Crews was on the screen today, and Crackdown 3 is a thing. And
Cruise Down 3.
That too.
Basically, what this was, they announced in the trailer that Terry Crews will be playing the voice behind Commander Jackson in the sandbox shooter. And basically, yeah, it's Terry Crews being hype.
It is Terry Crews being Terry Crews from Old Spice commercials. I got the power. We're gonna shoot everything down. It was fantastic.
Euro training. Euro training.
Look, I'm impressed. You got. This is better than having Doomfist in Overwatch.
That's probably why you haven't. Which is probably why we don't have Doomfist in Overwatch.
I mean, I listen. If Overwatch came and said, "Yo, Terry Crews is officially Doomfist," I'd be like, "Don't care. We got Crackdown." Yo, Microsoft pulled the trigger first. Crackdown 3, obviously the sequel to Crackdown 1 and Crackdown 2. Two games that weren't all that well received.
Except the first one, because they threw in the Halo 3 beta.
Well, yeah. Well, Crackdown 3 is actually looking really good. We also got an update about Cuphead, which is officially coming.
Before we move that, we will mention that Crackdown 3 is going to be one of the Xbox One S launch titles on November 7th.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Thank you for reminding me of that. November 7th, it will launch with the Xbox One X. It will look great in 4K. according to them at least. Cuphead is going to come out September 29th. The last two titles we mentioned are Xbox Play Anywhere titles, including Forza Motorsport 7. Then we also have another Xbox One launch title in Super Lucky's Tale. And
the game that we all called, like, oh my god, is this Conker's something?
Yes, we thought it was Conker.
Hey, I saw an orange tail and I got excited. Okay, shoot me.
Well, is it bad that when I first saw this, I thought it actually was Tails from Sonic?
Yo,
like
but you're like, wait, there's only one tail.
I saw the fluffy tail with the white tip and the ears, and I'm like, is this a Sonic game coming to Xbox?
that wasn't announced, right? No, but Super Lucky Tale is a platformer, so it seems like we're going back to platformers, at least 3D platformers, like, with the exception of Cuphead, which is a 2D platformer. Platformers are coming back in style. Like,
there's nothing wrong with that. Like,
yeah.
I'll be honest. Sort of taking a look at the trailer again, it sort of looks like Yooka-Laylee done right.
Shit, tell us how you really feel.
Well, I'm sorry, but that's how it's got that bright, colourful style that we last saw in Yooka-Laylee. It even looks like it's taken straight from it.
Right.
And it just looks like, hey, this is something that will actually, be worth the money that we pay for it.
And considering this is an Xbox exclusive, I mean, this is actually good for Microsoft to have like a good platform, 2 good platformers on their side, because people are really interested in playing platformers again, especially with Sonic Mania coming out this August 15th.
Yeah, and again, Super Lucky's Tale is an Xbox One X launch title,
and Xbox Play Anywhere, so you can get it on Windows 10 as well.
Yep.
We move on, and
no, that's a dead console.
Let's talk about Life is Strange, ladies and gentlemen. August 31st, we're getting the new chapter in the Life is Strange series, Before the Storm. So this is a prequel to the original game.
This is. I mean, I'm guessing it's as part of a 3-episode series, so it's an episodic title.
Not to say it wasn't. That's a bad thing. I mean, dude, it was really great. It was great. The last one, though, 5 chapters were fantastic.
And,
this is a
and I know it's sort of faux pas to say this, but at time of recording, PlayStation Plus subscribers can get the first Life is Strange as a part of the June free game.
No, it's not so much a faux pas. It's not so much a faux pas. It was available for free, if I remember correctly, on Xbox Games for Gold earlier. So
yeah, exactly. So if you're a PlayStation owner, now's the time to pick it up and have a play before you go out and spend your money on an Xbox One X. I'm sorry, unless Sony has something spectacular under their coats for
tomorrow.
E3 tomorrow, man. I'm sorry, but I'm not buying anything for PS4 for a while, I think.
We move on. Assassin's Creed Origins. This is one of the bigger things. Ubisoft. October 27, 2017 is going to be released. This is a multi-platform game anyway. Josh, can you tell me your impressions when you saw this trailer?
Don't care.
Saw the gameplay. All right.
I have never played the Assassin's Creed series at all. I don't find anything appealing about it, so it was the wrong person to ask.
Carl, let's rewind that back. Carl, your impression.
Let's go back
in time. But I was a fan of the Assassin's Creed series. I liked 1, 2, and Brotherhood, the good ones. And to see this done in Egypt is as a sort of a prequel to everything isn't such a bad idea. Like, it looks shiny. You have interesting ways to hide. Is you're not only working within and outside of pyramids. You got big open desert areas, so it's going to be interesting to see how well you can hide yourself. But this thing looks spectacular. I can't. I know that's sort of saying everything. Saying water is wet at this point when it comes to stuff that they're showing, because they've shown everything captured in 4K. But my God, this looks good.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, like, I was getting comparisons to Breath of the Wild with this game because it's the way, like, some of the
please,
mechanics.
Breath of the Wild looks like it was drawn by a 2-year-old compared to this. No, look, Breath of the Wild was a spectacular looking game. You know, I'll admit that, so nobody in a Nintendo fanboy can bitch at me about it.
It doesn't matter. I'm just saying, look, speak the truth. All I'm saying is, like, listen. Here's the thing. The reason I said I was getting comparisons to it because, like, these slow down with the arrow and all this extra stuff. And I said, look, most open world games are similar.
I could compare it to bloody Resident Evil 1 because it has a giant snake in it. But yeah, you just take a look at this thing. The Xbox YouTube has actually no, sorry, it was the Ubisoft YouTube.
Yeah,
has the world premiere trailer, which looks great in itself, but they also have a gameplay trailer, so this thing is playable in some form,
right?
And probably is on the show floor right now,
right?
And just looking at it running in-game footage is just amazing.
Oh yeah, it's probably the prettiest thing I've ever seen.
Like this, God, they're gonna push boundaries with this shit. At times, you're gonna have to step back with some things and go, "Oh yeah, this is a video game."
Yeah, you gotta sit down there and put the controller down.
Wait, we are hitting uncanny valley here, people.
And keep in mind, like, look, 4K can be done on PCs very easily if you have the right mechanic. Like, for example, I can do 4K right now on my 1060 with my Xeon processor, right? But for a home console, and Josh, you may agree with me on this one, for a home console to hit 4K and hit 4K in a way
4K
that looks
at 60 frames per second,
as good as all of this has looked, this is kind of revolutionary in a lot of ways.
Oh, definitely. I mean, a lot of people are complaining, and this is where we're probably going to get into a little bit of a bitching contest here, but people are bitching and complaining about the price point and, how there's only like a certain amount of games at launch, completely forgetting the fact that the entire Xbox One library is available to them. But
Xbox One, Xbox 360, Xbox OG.
Yeah, and they're complaining about, if I want to play 4K, I'll just get a gaming PC. Oh, right, I already have a gaming PC, so why should I get an Xbox One X? Like, look, it's a niche thing. They did not build this for you to run out and buy on November 7th, day one. I mean, 4K, if you want a good 4K experience, it's sure. You can go out and get a fucking gaming PC. It's going to run you around $1,500 to $2,000. Or you can get an Xbox One X, which is about a third of that cost for $500. Yeah, it's a low-end gaming PC that can do 4K.
And even if you have to go out and buy the TV to go with the Xbox One X, you're still spending less than you would on a 4K gaming PC.
You're still spending less than $1,000 if you're lucky.
Yeah,
exactly. But if
this is designed for people like myself and Josh as well. We have not been Xbox owners, Josh's case, for quite a while. So now we want to pick up an Xbox One, and this just happens to be the best version of that console that's well worth buying.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't for those little neckbeards who are sitting in their mother's basements, sucking down Cheeto dust, going, it's terrible, it's overpriced, it's because they're the ones that are doing it.
I know, but still, son.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for calling a spade, mate.
No, it's funny, man.
These little neckbeards, and they'll bitch and complain about it, but they'll be standing in line day one to pick it up.
Much like I did with the Switch.
Yeah, the contradicting bastards that they are. That they bitch that it doesn't have games. I'm sorry, I'm looking at an Xbox exclusive list that's, what, 5...
That's about 20 lists long.
Yeah, and then you've got the general releases sitting at about 9 to 10 general releases. Then you've got everything coming from ID and Xbox. They said at launch this thing is going to be able to have 42 titles, with 22 of them exclusive to Xbox, whether they are ports of existing Xbox One titles or Play Anywhere or whatever. They have all this stuff, but not only do they have it, but they have guaranteed for Xbox One X titles. Okay, this isn't going to be a Switch situation where you're going to have people going, oh, but all we've got is ports. No, you are getting exclusive games made for this console from day one.
That can still run on your original Xbox One.
Yep, and here is something else that is really getting under my skin is people are saying it's not exclusive because it's also on PC. Congratulations. Guess who owns the Microsoft Windows platform? Oh yeah, the same people, Microsoft, who fucking make the Xbox. And here's the thing: if you already have a PC that plays fucking 4K, congratulations, you can buy it on PC. What if you are a person who does not own a PC that can run 4K? Guess what? You now have a cheap, affordable, and yes, $500 is affordable for 4K. Alternative to play those games, and you don't have to worry about upgrading your hardware. You don't have to worry about software updates. They take care of that all for you in the console shell. So guess what? You have an alternative. Thank you. I'm off my soapbox. Fuck you all, people.
Hell, you have two alternatives. If you even don't want to get an Xbox, go get yourself a PlayStation 4 Pro, which isn't as powerful and doesn't have a 4K.
Hold on. PlayStation 4 Pro is not 4K. It's 4K upscaling. Let's get that straight.
Certain games do run apparently native 4K, but maybe 30 frames.
Well, yeah. I would like to see some proof of that.
well, I think Keith put an article out a couple months back when it came out, and he was talking about some of the games that did run native 4K. I think you can find that list on Reddit as well. But I know that NBA 2K and a couple other games, like, want to say Horizon Zero Dawn run native 4K on it. But even then, the PlayStation 4 Pro isn't as powerful as the Xbox One X. And I understand where people's coming from, but listen, okay, let's put it into perspective. Let's talk about price, right? It's $500 for the Xbox One S, right? Excuse me. I also just found a 49-inch class Toshiba Ultra 4K TV with Chromecast built in at Best Buy for $350. Combine both of those prices and imagine you're buying this in Delaware or New Hampshire where there's no sales tax. The total price, ladies and gentlemen, is $850.
Right, and what do you need in a PC to run 4K at 60 frames per second? At least
pretty much
a Core i7.
You need a Core i7 or
at least 16 gigs of RAM. At least a 1080i GeForce.
A 1080 Ti, yeah. Or 1070 if you want.
Well, actually, to run 4K, you need any 8 gig graphics card made in the last 3 years.
Not even 6 gigs, because I have a 1060 that can run 4K, but it ain't going to run it at 60.
I'm talking if you want to run 4K at 60 frames a second.
You need a 1070. You need a 1070 up.
You need an 8 gig or higher card.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and congratulations. If you get all that, plus the motherboard, plus the power supply, plus everything, you're looking around $2,000.
And then you've also got to get the monitor to go with it as well. The monitors are about $300-400 each. Then you got to get a decent keyboard, decent mouse. You're probably looking at about $2K.
Yeah. So like consider the price. Now, for those that already have it, yes, you're in a good shape. Again, like Josh said, and I'm gonna repeat what he says. What if you just don't? And what if you don't have the money for it? And what if you're just a straight up, I just play console games and I use my PC for work or just to stream?
Yeah, well, that's the biggest problem about watching these E3 conferences online is you get a lot of the PC master races.
Yeah.
Jump out and go, well, I already got all this. I don't need a console like that. But congratulations, as we've been saying, this isn't for you. You'll get all these things on Windows 10. Congratulations, buy them on there. But for the rest of us, we're going to enjoy our Xbox One X.
Indeed. So back to some of the games. Tacoma looks like really good.
Especially when you have guys like D Pity on Twitter who remixed the Dragon Ball Fighters trailer with the original head Chala from Dragon Ball Z.
or just fuck it. Just like, it's Marvel, baby. It's fucking Marvel.
Pretty much.
All right, so we go back to the game. State of Decay 2, obviously, we thought it was Days Gone.
We're like, did this leave PlayStation? Did this go to Xbox? Like, oh, wait, no.
No, it's State of Decay.
Damn.
Like, you know, it's funny. Like, it's just a thought. It's just a thought process. Like, you know, we thought that this was the thing that was going to happen. Like, this was exciting for us because we didn't know what was. We literally didn't know what was going to happen. And just a heads up, shouts out to Cheap Ass Gamer. You can now pre-order Dragon Ball Fighters on Amazon right now. So we're gonna obviously put links to the certain games that we can pre-order now available.
Yeah, I'm sort of sitting here on the EB Games website going, okay, where's the 1X pre-order? Where is it?
Sea of Thieves is coming in 2018 as an Xbox Play Anywhere title. We got a little more updates about that, as well as
narrated by Torbjorn.
Yeah, yes, narrated by Torbjorn. Ori and the Will of the Wisps was announced, and people were like, "What the fuck is this? What is this?"
If you have not played Ori and the Blind Forest, please go out and get it and play it.
Yeah, everybody's like, "What the fuck is this? What the fuck is that? What the fuck is this? This shit looks great! Oh my god!" Like, this is an Ori-ass Ori game. Oh my god, it's Ori.
It's Ori.
Yeah, Deep Rock Galactic. Now, before I get into certain things, Deep Rock Galactic and I believe the Darwin Project as well have Mixer compatibility. So what this means is that if you're on Mixer, you can also participate in the game of sorts. You can tell the players what to do, or you can give power-ups or things like that. That's how these interactive things work. So we're starting to see a rollout of more interactive features on Mixer.
You know, I'm gonna jump in here real quick. And does anyone remember any game that had a companion app on their smartphone? Yeah, that didn't exactly work out too well.
Well,
so.
games like Punch Club are very popular because you can basically interact on. You can obviously interact on Twitch. Games like Punch Club, Party Hard, other things like that. You can kind of make it harder for the streamer in a sense. This is where I think this is going to come into play, where it makes it harder for
I was
them.
thinking more along the lines of Watch Dogs, but okay.
Yeah, fuck Watch Dogs. Then we come to the ID at Xbox stuff, including Player Unknown Battleground, which is obviously early access on PC.
Yeah, which people are playing like crazy and streaming like crazy.
Oh, this game was a sleeper hit to no end. This is going to be Xbox exclusive in late 2017, so it will not appear on the Switch and it will not appear on PS4 at all, and in any way, shape, or form. And then we go to the games that came out of Japan.
Whoa! Actually, before you do that, you overlooked one game that was announced for ID at Xbox that has me excited beyond excitement. Motherfucking Path of Exile is coming to Xbox.
Yes, actually, it's on Game Preview right now, Josh.
Yep.
So if you had an Xbox, you would be able to play it now and test it out.
But I don't. But I will. But still, if you have not played Path of Exile, think Diablo 2 meets the Final Fantasy X Sphere Grid, meets the Final Fantasy VII Materia system, and the fact that you can mix and match practically any class together to create hybrid classes and just go through and fucking destroy stuff Diablo 2 style. It is amazing.
In other words, Diablo 3, but actually supported.
And good. And with built-in Twitch streaming.
Indeed. Other games such as Conan Exiles, Dunk Lords was a game that actually had me bugging. Because it's like, oh shit, this is a basketball game with nothing but dunking. NBA Jam on crack. Let's do this. Minion Masters Forced to Duel. Elliot, are one of our newest people. Elliot did a video review of that, so you can go check that out. It's on PC as well. Along with Fortnite, Surviving Mars, Raiders of the Broken Pants, Paladins, Champions of the Realm, amongst others. And Dark and Light was another game that really looked good and really kind of like, piqued our eyes. But going back to the games that came out of Japan, we did talk about Dragon Ball Fighters, and let's talk about Code Vein. Now, Code Vein is one of Bandai Namco's properties coming to the Xbox One. Pretty much described in a not so distant future, a mysterious disaster has brought collapse into the world as we know it. Skyscrapers are now lifeless, and at the center of destruction lies a hidden society of revenants called Vein. The final strongholds where the remaining few fight to survive, blessed with gifts of power in exchange for their memories and a thirst for blood. Vampires, motherfuckers. Josh, I know you hella excited about this.
Yeah, like I said at the beginning of the podcast, it's an action RPG. It's vampires and it's anime style. Like, what am I not excited about? I want this game.
Karl, what about you? Like looking at Code Vein, like just like thinking about it. What did you think? When you saw it.
Probably the same thing as I think about most things I've seen to date. Ooh, pretty shiny. It's like things supposed to be anime, but it's like high detail 3D anime. What? Huh? Okay, you have like transforming masks, things that look like they come out of the Darkness comic, and there's a dystopian world where you're running around killing these gooby things, and yeah, okay, I'm sold.
It's Tokyo Ghoul with vampires.
Money. It's Tokyo Ghoul with
vampires. So that's what this is.
Yeah, so I mean, there was a lot, and then we did talk about Xbox backwards compatibility earlier.
Which they announced at the press conference has over 360 titles with more to come.
As well as the original Xbox titles, we're back where your discs will work. Yes. So if you have original Xbox discs, they will work.
And I have plenty.
And we will get what games will be showing up later on. The problem is there is no, I believe because the Xbox Live servers have been shut down, we don't know if they're going to be reactivating them. But there will be system link, so we can probably LAN party these games. Yes, I said LAN parties.
Well, that's actually kind of curious because they said that Halo 1 was playable on the show floor, right? And yes. We know those servers shut down a long time ago, but they reopened new servers when the Halo Master Chief Collection came out. So my question is, if you pop in your Halo 1 disc, will it know to automatically default to the new servers? That's actually a pretty good question.
If you're putting it in the Xbox One X, because they'll probably have some sort of update for it, yes. Put it in your original Xbox, probably not.
Okay.
Because it would require a patch to tell it to rewrite or add code that says go to these servers instead of go to these servers.
But then again, why would I pop in my original Halo when I can just get the Master Chief Collection and get Halo 4, which is a game I haven't played yet? So
right. At the same time, I know Josh was excited about Crimson Skies because, like, that was a game, one of his favorite games back then.
It was. I mean, freaking dogfighting.
Dogfighting? Hell yeah.
Need I say more? Like, that was the thing that drew me to Star Fox 64. Just flying around in a plane and blowing shit up. And now Crimson Skies took that and made it completely 3D. And it wasn't just like, 3D-ish on a, 2D straightaway plane. It was full 3D, and it was amazing. All the missions you could do in there.
This wasn't Flight Simulator on Windows 98, man.
Yeah, it was beautiful. And the fact that it's coming to Xbox One X and I can pop my disc in there and play it again without having to dig out my original Xbox, yeah, I love that. And if Ninja Gaiden Black is true and it is coming to Xbox One X backwards compatibility, forget it. Life is over. I will be going back and destroying that game all over again. And people are like, that game is hard. No, you suck. There you go.
Get good, scrub. Yep. Like the thing is with now that they've announced the Xbox original games are going backwards compatibility, you watch eBay prices skyrocket.
Oh God, yeah.
There's gonna be a rush on some of those high-end Xbox games
once we start to figure out.
People are gonna start stacking up on old games to play on this console, whether they work or not, because they know it will come eventually.
Right. So I mean, just the sheer knowledge that this stuff is coming, and it's really impressive. I never really got a chance to play a lot of old Xbox games, So this could be my way to go back and say, yo, I'm going to play these old Xbox games all over again. Or for the first time.
And that's the same for me. I didn't get to play much. Like, I got the stuff that was also put out on PS2. But I never saw the original Xbox games.
I think the original Xbox game that I played the most was WWF Raw 2. And
which,
maybe...
until last year's WWE 2K16, still had the best entrance creation suite in all the freaking games. And I'm finally happy they brought it back to 2K16.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I can definitely agree with you on that one.
And while we're speaking backwards compatibility, for those of you who own Xbox One controllers and fight sticks and everything, do not worry. Those will work on the new console.
Yes, every single peripheral that works on the Xbox One and Windows 10 PCs will work. Obviously, Microsoft branded, of course, and other third-party stuff that works will work on your Xbox One S.
Man, I wish that they went and they made it backwards compatibility with like even the old Xbox OG
360
stuff.
Yeah.
No, because I just jumped on eBay as we're talking. Somebody's got the old school XK10 light gun for Xbox.
Yeah.
With House of the Dead 3, like cheap.
Damn.
I wish.
So if you have the new Xbox controller, the old Xbox controller, if you have a Hori H-Wrap, if you have a Mad Catz TE2, if you have an Afterglow controller, if you have one of the fight pads, they'll work on your Xbox One X.
And here's the thing, a lot of people are like, it must be magic. Well, here's the secret, guys. It's all about software drivers, and the OS, it's the same goddamn OS as on the Xbox One S and the Xbox One. It's different hardware, but it's the same OS. That's why it works.
Exactly.
Yo, shouts out to Windows 10, right?
Yeah, plus I don't think USB interfaces have changed all that much since, the original Xbox One.
It's still USB.
Really?
It's still USB 3. So
exactly.
It
it's
ain't
not
like
magic. It's pretty obvious.
It ain't like the Switch, which is like USB-C for charging. I'm like USB-C, like what the hell? Like So let's end the games talk by talking about Anthem, which we got a chance to see announced. Was previously announced at EA Play, and is now been fully featured at the Xbox One, conference. And it's everything that Destiny should have been the first time around. According to Josh, at least.
Oh, you mean with an actual story that doesn't allow me to go to a website to figure out what's going on?
Pretty much.
Oh, okay.
And exosuits. Motherfucking exosuits.
So it's Destiny meets Titanfall.
Pretty much. Karl, how interest level on this game?
To be honest, because I haven't really seen too much of it besides what we've seen. I really want to wait for more. Like we've seen this thing, and from what I've seen, it looks like hey, we have magical suits we jump into to kill things. Okay, that's called Titanfall. But I just want a bit more before I make a decision. It looks interesting, but again, give me some gameplay. Give me something a bit more than just the base teasers.
Yeah, because we got about 6. Because we did get pre-alpha 4K gameplay. Pre-alpha 4K gameplay. Via Anthem's game, the Anthem game. So it really and it looked pretty decent.
Yeah, but looks decent is different than actually being decent.
Yeah. Right.
Like Destiny looks decent.
Okay, I'm watching. I found the gameplay reveal. Okay, so I'm getting a bit more information as we go. I'm watching it. You know the one thing that really gets me?
What's up?
Having a look at the suit itself. Like it looks like it has like extremely thick padding inside the suit.
Right.
And the guy jumps into it with like knee pads and what they call forearm guards and all that stuff on. Do you know how easily all that stuff would get caught on those pads, making getting into that suit a lot harder than just slipping into it like they do?
Yeah, I hear that.
But it's
Realism,
a video
0
game.
out
You're
of 10.
supposed to not use logic.
I'm sorry, but I'll see that stuff. It doesn't matter what, doesn't matter how good it is. I'll look at that stuff and go, okay, yeah, well, I'll see those small things, but I'm not going to knock it. You know, hell, you get to fly around with a jetpack, and who doesn't like doing that?
You're right. You're 100%
So,
right.
you know, it looks good, but to me, it looks like, you know, Destiny meets Halo meets Star Wars Battlefront 1.
Right.
So, yeah, it's got to do something different to interest me a bit more.
Right.
So, you know, I'm not sold on it, but there's a possibility to sell me on it at a later point. You know, if I get a demo or something.
Are you sold on it yourself? Because
Not
I
really.
mean, I think it's unanimous.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same situation with Destiny. I've been burned by so many AAA titles that
No Man's Sky.
yeah, I'm just gonna wait
No
for more
Man
information,
buys.
like Karl. I mean, I need to see something that's gonna, you know, instill confidence in me to put down $60 for this game.
Yeah,
I don't see it yet.
I put it in comparison to Horizon Zero Dawn.
Right.
Okay, when that first debuted, I was like, okay, it looks pretty wide open world. Okay, you're hunting with a bow, that's cool. Then they revealed, you know, the big giraffe looking robot thing. That's where it got me, and I went, oh, cool. And then they bring in the T-Rex thing that she takes down. That was like, okay, now I'm sold. I need that moment from this game before I'll buy it.
Okay.
See, I need more than that. I need to know, what can I do in the game? Is there an end game? What is the content? Like, what do I get for my $60?
Is it just a single player? Is it multiplayer, or is it an online RPG thing?
Exactly.
And of course, being a BioWare game, they're not going to tell us jack shit until after we've gotten the review copy. If we get the review copy. If we're allowed to post the review copy 2 weeks after the game's been done, like we had to do with Mass Effect Andromeda.
So, yeah. But oh yeah, before we end, I completely forgot about Metro Exodus. Was another game, which is an open world Metro game. I was actually impressed by everything that was there. Like, it was scary. It was definitely jarring to see, Karl.
Oh yeah, definitely. The Metro games are already jarring enough, but to see this, and like one of the first shots you see is a broken gas mask in snow with the blood actually looks like it's seeped into the snow like it would in real life. Then they cut into the actual gameplay, and you see this giant rat thing followed by this giant friggin' dog thing. Yeah, like you can see the dust on the guy's visor and the water, and this is another one of those games that looks like, holy crap, did they go above and beyond with like effects in this thing?
Yeah, they went balls to the walls with this. Josh, what about this? What about your impression to
Honestly,
Metro Exodus?
I'm not really looking forward to it. I mean, yes, it's a pretty game, and 4K looks great and all that shit, and details, blah blah blah, whatever. The fact is, it's another first-person shooter. You have stealth. There's exploration. I'm like, what haven't we seen that done with already? That's what I'm getting off of this game. I don't see anything unique about this game to make it stand out from other first-person shooters. I mean, Gears of War had the cover system. I mean, I know it's not first person, but still, that was cover system. You had stealth missions in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. It's like, all right, so I have stealth. There's deadly combat. There's exploration. There's survival horror. All right, okay, it's still a first-person shooter. There's only so much you can do with that genre, and I think, honestly, I mean, yeah, they're fun, but to me, the first-person shooter genre on console's been done to death.
Right.
I mean, I'm not excited for this game, unfortunately.
No, it makes sense. That does make sense. I see where you're coming from with it. Like, first-person shooters have been done to death, but it is the most popular. It is probably one of the most popular franchise genres out there. Outside of sports games, like we stated on a previous episode of Xperience, I think Karl, you were on the last episode of the Xperience where we did mention that the most popular franchises are sports games and shooters, right?
Yes. In regards to Xbox, what most players will be playing are your first-person shooters and your sports titles like your Maddens and your.
Right. You know, we take.
See now that's another thing I want to start seeing. Now that we know what the Xbox One X can do, I want to start seeing, what's Madden going to look like, what's the NBA Live going to look like. Give me some 2K games running on this stuff.
I kind of want to see WWE 2K in 4K.
Oh, God.
Like, they going to have to step their game up for that.
Brock Lesnar just so real. He comes out of the TV and German suplex you.
Yeah, like, I look at a stat from like 2016 and shooters and action games and hell, role-playing games are the top 3. Top 3 video game sales in 2016. So shooters, no matter what we're gonna get, we're gonna keep getting it because it's too damn popular.
Yeah, but that being said, look, Xbox have set the bar exceptionally high when it comes to the fact that they've put out the new console and the games that they're now running, and everything's in 4K and all that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Sony are gonna have to make up a lot of ground just to catch up to what they're doing, or else we're gonna get Sony losers all over the place. And I'm saying this as someone who has been a loyal Sony customer for 4 generations now.
Yeah, and this is going back to the conversation we had earlier, and a lot of people don't really recognize is that Sony has quote unquote won every generation every E3 since 2013. In a lot of ways,
since they announced the PS4 console and the launch price and having backwards compatibility without DRM and everything, the year that Microsoft really shot itself in the foot. They've come out and gone, hey, here's games, and Microsoft is like, oh, here's technology, here's streaming, here's this, here's that, and people are like, well, where's the games? This year, Microsoft went, here's a new console, here's pretty graphics, here's and no other stuff. They didn't talk streaming or like they didn't go in depth on the technology too much. They didn't go, hey, you can watch your Netflix on this thing and da 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 da. They went, here's the console, here's what it can do. It does 4K. Look at the pretty shinies.
Yeah, I think the only way Sony can win tomorrow night is if
unveil a whole new console?
No, they come out and they're like, I'd like to introduce my guest tonight, Gabe Newell. And it's like, I would like to announce Half-Life 3 will be coming to Steam and exclusively on PlayStation 4 only. That's the only way they're going to win.
No, I reckon the only way Sony could stand a chance at this stage, and we could be eating crow by tomorrow, is if they have secretly had a native 4K console that does almost the exact same thing as the Xbox One X, sitting in their back pocket this entire time under so secret wraps that nobody has heard of it outside of Sony.
Right.
And if they don't, well, guys, you just shot yourself in the foot.
No, and that's the thing that's very dangerous about the Sony conference. The thing about, and what bugs me about the Sony conference, and what I'm thinking about, I know this is the Microsoft Xbox Experience, it's the Xbox Experience, but we do got to kind of talk about this because guess what? It is E3. I'm anticipating that Sony is going to do well, but we know a lot of people are going to say, oh, Sony won because they still have the advantage. I sit here and say, does that really fucking matter? You know what I'm saying? Does it really matter? Microsoft came and did what they were supposed to do. And even going back to 2013, Microsoft might have shot themselves in the foot, but at least Sony saw that and said, oh, we can't do this either.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing that's really winning over right now is the fact that they announced the original Xbox games coming to backwards compatibility. Sony still has issues with PS3, PS2, and PS1 games. Right now, their only solution is to rent them through PlayStation Now.
Oh
Oh no
no,
no no!
dude.
Oh no no!
You didn't hear what they said.
Their solution, according to the president of Sony, or at least the PlayStation division of America, was screw that. People
They,
don't play People don't play old games. They look like crap.
which you know, statistically speaking, yeah, not a lot of players do play backwards compatibility games, but at the same time,
I'm sorry, but I'm looking at my PlayStation 1 sitting on the shelf there, where I've got 150 games sitting there for it.
no. But what I'm saying,
and all these PlayStation 2 games
Carl,
I currently have sitting on my PC.
Stop stroking your dick for a minute and listen.
No, I'm sorry, but you know, it's stupid things that like that these idiots say that piss me right off.
But I'm
because
not saying
people
that
will go back and play these
them.
old games.
That's the thing. If you give them PS3 games and give them a reason to have just the PS4, as opposed, like, for example, dude, the Xbox 360 backwards compatibility basically says, okay, cool. I don't have a reason to, especially with some of the games they have. I don't need my Xbox 360 anymore. Like that's what it said to me. So I didn't like the only games I really miss is maybe Third Strike Online and maybe Ultra Street Fighter 4, and even then I have Ultra Street Fighter 4 on my PC. I can play Third Strike on Fightcade, and I like Outrun. I don't really miss Outrun because I have Forza. You know, the thing about it is there's so many PS3 games that could still be played. You know, that still be played if they did backwards compatibility. Oh, it's too much of a hassle. Oh, it's this, it's that. Dude, Microsoft said, yeah, it's a little bit of a hassle, but they came and they said, you know what, we're going to do this.
Exactly.
And then Microsoft came and said, here's Xbox Games Pass, which is infinitely better than PlayStation Now.
Yeah, and then you have the Sony president coming out and saying, oh, I looked at Gran Turismo 1 on the PlayStation. It looked ugly. Therefore, I don't think anybody would want to play it.
Like he straight up said, who's going to want to play this?
And yet, you know, how many people have Xbox 360 games on their Xbox One already? How many people have picked up the Xbox Game Pass? If people are doing that on the Microsoft system, you have no data to state that nobody is going to pick up these games.
Yeah, I don't obviously play older games anymore. That's why I bought Final Fantasy VII for the PlayStation 4 and Final Fantasy IX for Steam, because I don't play old games anymore.
that you know, I don't play old games anymore. That's why I went out and I bought a PlayStation 1 and 150 games. Because, you know, I don't play that old stuff anymore. It's not like I don't have a hankering for some nostalgia every now and again. And yeah, the games do look dated, but the thing is, graphics don't mean everything. It's the gameplay that matters.
Dude, it's also why I still keep my original launch version, the PS3, hooked up in case I want to play PS2 and PS1 games. I actually have a way to do that.
Yep. And I will still say to this very day, Gran Turismo 2 is one of the best racing games on the planet.
And look, you want me to throw it in all true honesty? Take a look at the Switch and one of the highest selling games so far, Mario Kart 8, which was a Wii U game. So don't tell me that people don't want to play older games. Because brother, right. They do.
Well, you know, take a look. So how many mini NES classic consoles are still sitting on a shelf? I believe that's 0.
Yeah, shoot, people are already hype of the idea of an SNES classic.
Yeah, and guess who in August is going to be buying Mega Man Legacy Collection 2? Oh, this guy. Because I don't want to play old games anymore.
And Mega Man Legacy Collection sold pretty damn well. Mega Man Anniversary Collection sold pretty damn well. Fuck it. People retro-pie. People go back and retro-pie. Sega Genesis games have always sold very well. Like, dude, look at Sonic Mania.
Okay, let's take a moment, everybody. Just one.
What's up? Yeah, but yeah.
Okay, let's finish this podcast because you know we've got a couple of hours before Bethesda coming live from Bethesda Land. Anyone who's on Twitter, go and take a look. You probably have somebody who's there who has posted the amazing photo of this entrance. Not the drinks. The entrance to this conference looks like something out of Dr. Seuss.
But look at it. But I'm looking at Aaron, and, Slack chat. He got the Quantum Soda, the Nuka-Cola Quantum, and everything. I'm like, yo, that's legit.
Yep. Like they've done it this year as almost like a theme park look.
Yeah. So like
it's
so put it into perspective. We take a look at this, and now like I don't like giving grades to thing. I don't give grades to professional wrestling matches, and I don't give grades to games. Outside of my reviews. But if we were to grade this presentation in comparison to the last 3 E3s that Microsoft has had, what grade, Josh? We're gonna start with you. Would you give it?
That's a tough one. It's definitely not an A because, well, obviously, a lot of the games, I mean, they did show off a lot of stuff, but they're very vague on the release dates. So either they're kind of susceptible to something called delays, if that's the case, unless you had actually a definitive concrete date like, Forza 7 did, then, the rest of it's like out in a gray area. The Xbox One X definitely is the console I will be getting under the Xbox One series. I think there's great potential there. The backwards compatibility is great. But there's just that really, really big killer app that was missing from it all, the tie it all together. There was no like Halo 6 announced or anything like super AAA big oh my god surprise. It was just like, all right, here's the specs on the console you've been waiting for, here's the name, here's the release date, here's the price, and now here's some games. It was pretty much straightforward, and it was to the point, and it got the message across, which was good, but it missed that big killer app title to put it over into the A category, so I'm going to give it a B+.
So you would give it an A- with Rice?
No, a B+. If I wanted to give an A-, I would have said A-.
I said with Rice. Jesus. Damn.
There's no Rice here. It's Xbox. They fail in fucking Asian culture. There is no Rice.
Karl, if you were to give it a grade, what would you give it?
In comparison to previous years, this is an A presentation, most definitely.
Yes.
Microsoft really got the hype out with the console, followed up with games instead of streaming. I don't want to rate it as an overall thing yet because, well, we've still got Sony and Nintendo to go. But at this point, it's Sony what and Nintendo who? because like again, the console was the main selling point, and they sold that really well. So I guess at this point, if I have to give it an overall grade, I'd be like Josh, I give it a B+. Just because they sold us on the console extremely well. And, they got a couple of exclusive, drops out there with Life is Strange Before the Storm, Dragon Ball FighterZ,
yeah.
And of course, Terry Crews in Crackdown 3 because everybody loves Terry Crews. So,
right.
And the fact that they've announced basically this is like a dream console.
Right.
So I'm quite hyped for that thing, and I'm waiting for the pre-order to go live to find out how much I've got to put aside to drop for the pre-order. But yeah, it's at this point, Sony what, Nintendo who?
So far, right?
So far, but then again, that could change by tomorrow. But yeah, look, this is a great presentation. If I really am forced, gun to my head, that's a B+. Could go up to an A depending on what the other two have to present.
Yeah, I'll definitely give it an A- right now, a very low A-, high B+. But if I had to give it a definitive grade, I'm more on the B+ kind of side. There's a lot of games I'm really impressed about, and I'm really looking forward to in a lot of ways. I'm definitely looking forward to Dunk Lords because I'm a huge I'm a big basketball guy. I'm definitely looking forward to Dragon Ball FighterZ, but on Steam. Sorry, guys, that had to say it. Super Lucky Tale. Because I'm a huge old school type of gamer who loves the platformers. That's a game I'm really looking forward to, and it's kind of a thank God I didn't pick up ukulele to kind of ruin that for me, in a sense. Other games I'm looking forward to, obviously Code Vein. There was just a lot of games here that I am increasingly impressed and just want right now. Hell, Forza Motorsport 7 is something that I want as well.
A game I never thought I'd be interested in, and suddenly I want it because trucks.
It was mostly because of the trucks.
The second they showed the trucks, I'm like, okay, I want to modify this to have an Optimus Prime skin around it, and I'm gonna go.
Oh, dude, you're gonna see somebody in the Forza. You're gonna see somebody in the Forza creation suite just make an Optimus Prime kind of deal.
I am down.
That's gonna be a thing. I had an Optimus Prime skin for one of my cars in Forza 6, was it? So that's really impressive. There's just a lot that I'm impressed with. I don't really care that there's no Halo or no Gears. I mean, I really don't want another Gears, and
it didn't. This is the thing. It didn't get to sell it.
Right. And
they sold based on the strength of their third party support,
which is
which is surprising.
You know, like you got games coming from Ubisoft, like EA was just like, fuck it, we're not gonna show this shit. We're not gonna premiere this shit with Sony. We're gonna premiere this shit with Microsoft because it's the new hot thing and it's 4K, right? When you got decisions like that being made, you know damn well that Microsoft's in a good spot right now in terms of where they want to be. But we're gonna end this podcast here, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, details about the Xbox One X. It is going to be a 4K console. It is going to be a 4K console at $500. It is premium, ladies and gentlemen. That means it's not for everybody, but if you want to get it, go get it. Ain't nobody gonna stop you. Do your thing. On that note, we got Karl here. Final thoughts before we go.
Oh, I'm ready for a nap before Bethesda.
And Josh.
I'm ready for bed before Bethesda because I got to work tomorrow. I don't have the luxury of living in Australia or having like the summer off or anything like that. I actually have a real job.
Ooh, shots fired.
Yeah, shouts out, ladies and gentlemen, to having clerical days at work. I don't have to go in. That being said, this is the Xbox Xperience E3 special. We'll be back with another one next week once Keith and Aaron make their return.
All the inside goss.
Yup, all the inside fun. Make sure you check out all of the other podcasts here on the Outerhaven, including the Twin Peaks recaps that we're going to be doing this week, as well as our E3 roundup special, which is going to be done, I believe, on Friday. Should be done on Friday. And we're just going to talk everything E3 from a whole who won, who lost, grades, presentation, all that fun stuff.
Who won, who lost, why are we arguing over who won and who
lost, who's going to get an Xbox One X, who's going to sit down there and laugh at the PS4 Pro, you know, things like that. I'm Clay Navigator Bowman. We got Joshua Jeremiah, JJ, oh so sexy Piedra, and Karl Mice Smart. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
Laters.